back to another video. Today we're gonna be talking about this little thingy right here, and that thingy majingy is the Novritsch Micro Red Dot. I bought this recently for this pistol and I thought, why not make a video about it. Regarding the unboxing, you don't get much more than you need. You get this red dot, of course. You also get like a small screwdriver. That screwdriver is for adjusting the left right and down up, so basically to zero it. And aside from that, you also get this little thing. Now it's not clear if this is meant just for transport from the factory to you, but you know, you can put it on. It's plastic and you can protect your red dot during transport or where you're not using it. Basically of the red dot itself is 55 euros or 65 USD, which is pretty competitive for such an optic. This is like a very mid price for these type of things. It's not too expensive and it's not cheap. It's competitive. Onto the mounting of this, there are basically two ways to mount. One is standard Picatinny, so you can put it, you know, on any pistol that has Picatinny. You can put it on SMGs, rifles, sniper rifles. No, not like that. Sniper rifles. You can put it maybe like on top of an LPOV scope. Basically anything that has a standard Picatinny mount will go on there. The second option is actually through a red dot plate, like it's done here. So the SSP-18 actually doesn't have Picatinny on top. You have to buy a separate plate, and it screws directly onto that plate. I will do another video on my second channel about how to actually install that plate for the SSP-18 if you have an SSP-18 and you want to do it. So about the operation itself of the red dot, it's actually extremely simple. It only has one singular button right here, and that's all it has. So it has 5 settings of lowest to brightest. So you click once, twice, 3, 4, 5, and this is where it's at the brightest. If you show you, if you can see that. So there's that. If you want to basically keep your brightness level but shut off the optics, so basically if you want to keep the brightness setting without having to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say I wanted to keep it at 5 all the time and I didn't want to click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every time, you can just, instead of clicking it once, you can press it down for a while and hold it, and it just turns off. And when you turn it back on, just simply click it and it'll be on the same setting. So again, if you have it like on 4 out of 5 brightness and you want to keep it there, you hold it down and it stays on 4 when you turn it back on. That's really cool if you don't want to, you know, be pressing this all the time. Another thing that this optic has is actually an automatic shut off. So after, I think it's 5 hours, I'll put it up here if I'm not right, but after 5 hours it'll actually turn off by itself. So you know, you're not wasting battery. You accidentally left it on, you're not gonna drain the whole battery, which is pretty cool. I cannot say how long one battery lasts, as I have not have enough experience with that yet, but it uses a CR2032 battery. To get to the battery, you basically just unscrew these screws, these two, you lift it and the battery is just there. You just stick it right down there and that's it. It's also pretty cool how it's actually made. So by being a single button, it's actually pretty easy to operate it with just a single hand. So for instance, if I were, you know, to only have one hand available, I could just click it like this. So for instance, just let me so for instance, if I wanted to shoot, I could just click and the red dot is on. The magazine's out of gas. Aside from this, the lens, so this thing, it's a bit curved, which I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it gives it a bit of a zoom effect. So basically you have a bit of a, like, it's slightly magnified. Another thing with this red dot is when you once learn how to use it, it's far better than any iron sights. And that's actually because with this you can actually proficiently track the BBs, not like with iron sights. I mean, you can, but it's harder. So when you get it, you might be a bit confused on finding the actual dot. I've been too, but what really helps is if you keep like a mental note. When you pull it up, you just think that you want to look at the same point where iron sights were. So don't look for the red dot, because it'll be much harder. Just pretend that the iron sights are still here, and that if you're gonna aim down the iron sights, just put it like that and you'll see it, no problem. You probably think to yourself, oh, how will I put a lens protector on there? Well, you technically don't need one, because this red dot should be BB proof. And what I mean by that is that the Novritsch team says that it should be able to withstand the 1.5 joule point blank shots. So don't try it at home. I'm not gonna try it at home, but take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, it should survive a hit, you know. It's not gonna shatter from getting hit on the lens. So final rating of this red dot, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It basically has every characteristic you want from a micro red dot. One thing that I miss personally is actually the lack of other crosshairs. Basically on this one you have this red dot and that's it, right? It would be cool if you could also have like a circle, so what the Neotech has, or maybe a crosshair. I prefer the circular ones like the Neotechs, but it's so whatever to be honest. Otherwise, yeah, great.